Hello, friends, and welcome to Take Two for this Wednesday, the 3rd of March, 2021. I'm Jeannie, and I'm so glad you've decided to come along for the ride on this hump day. Well, I'd like to share just a little bit with you today about labels. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of labels that might be on a jar or a can or maybe a bottle of shampoo or something like that, or directions on how to apply something like paint on your walls. No, those are important labels too. And don't get me wrong, ever since we decided that we were really going to try to buckle down and pay attention to our health, we've been label readers when it came to buying food and purchasing different stuff and see how much sodium is in there and all that kind of stuff. But no, that's not the kind of labels I'd like to address today. I'd like to address labels having to do with people. Now, I'll give you an example. We've been watching a lot of old movies on TV. I just love those old Turner Classic movies. And we were watching one old Humphrey Bogart movie. And I did notice this. No matter where in the world the story takes place, the bad guys always sound like they're from Brooklyn or the Bronx. They all have New York accents, the bad guys. Did you ever notice that? It doesn't matter. The movie could be taking place in Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, wherever it takes place. They have New York accents because they've been labeled that if they talk like that, then they're automatically bad guys. Bad guy, New York accent. Label. I know that when we were moving from one place to the next, we were driving with our car that had California license plates on it because we had been living in Los Angeles. We were going to be moving cross country to our next place that we were going to live, which I believe was Texas. And as we were driving cross country with the California plates, people would come alongside us and look in the car like this, as if to say, oh, those people are Californians. I wonder what they look like. And they gave us a label like California equals weird. So let's look at them. As soon as we got to our destination and went to motor vehicle and changed our license plates out to a local state, which I believe was Texas when we moved to Texas, nobody looked in the car anymore. But because it had California plates, others gave us a label. California, outsiders, they must be strange. It's very sad when you give somebody a label. That is so dangerous, let me tell you, because you've already predetermined in your mind that somebody is one thing or another by you placing a label on them. You know, I know somebody who has a certain eating disorder, that there's certain things they absolutely cannot eat. And one of them is they cannot eat meat of any kind. And they have to be very, very limited on what they eat in other areas. Okay, sugar is an issue with them too. And I remember going to a restaurant with this person, and the server came over, and there was a table full of nosy people right next to us. And they said, well, have you decided what you're ordering? And my friend who was sitting there said, well, I can't really have that. And the server's going, well, how about this? The special today is this and that. And she's going, no, I can't. And this nosy group of people looking over, and she said, yes, because I have to watch what I eat. And these people decided that person's strange because they don't eat fried pork chops. They gave this poor woman a label, and they didn't even know the reason why she couldn't eat the kinds of junky, stupid stuff they were eating at that table. Look, let's not label people, okay? Please. And also, likewise, I know that we can give people negative labels, but sometimes we could give them a label where we elevate them up so high that they can't meet those standards that we have for them. You know, we had a friend who had written a book, and he was a pretty intellectual type of fella. And anytime we would go somewhere with him, he had become sort of semi-famous, and he was spotted in public. And he said that this particular area of expertise that he'd written the book about, people would stop him while he's just trying to go out for a meal or do anything and start rambling a bunch of questions because they labeled him as the expert on this particular subject. And he said, I am so sick and tired, he told me, and Michael, I'm so sick and tired of being an answer box. He said, people just come on over and they assume that just because I wrote a book on this particular subject, that I know everything there is to know about it and I'm going to be the answer to all their questions. So that was an unfair label to put on him. Just let it go and let him be who he is. Listen, guys, it is nice when you get accolades for something special you've done, or if you're complimented, or if you have a particular skill or ability, or you've written a book or anything like that, to have people say thank you to you. That's all well and good. But when you put labels on people, it's unfair a lot of times. So think twice before you assume something about somebody, like where they happen to be from. I can't tell you how many times living in the South that I open my mouth and I start talking. They go, you're not from around here, are you? And I say, no, originally I was from New York City. And an eyebrow will go up as if to say, oh, well, I'm going to change the way I think about you now that I know that you're from New York. And that's not a common thing that happens. Please understand the people in the South are wonderful. And we wouldn't be living here almost 24 years if we didn't think they were great folk. But just be careful, boys and girls, about your label giving, okay? Because it can be very, very dangerous. Just think twice before you stick a label on somebody or something, okay? Now listen, go out and be a blessing to somebody today. That's a label you could always live with, blessing people, okay? And don't forget to also subscribe, because you may be the only one who is. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jeanne Sigler, JeanneSigler. Hit the subscribe button, that notification bell. Ding, you will be notified every time another Take Two premieres. Have a fabulous hump day, everybody. And I will see you on Friday for my very, very special edition of my Unsung Hero of the Week. So you don't want to miss it. I love you. I'll see you all on Friday. Bye-bye. Happy hump day.